Satanic Covens. 1. Table of Contents. Basic Guidelines for Satanic Covens 3. Initiation Ceremony for Satanic Covens 7. Satanic Sabbats and Esbats 9. The Satanic Cone of Power 13. Coven Group Meditation 15. Points for Satanic Covens 17. 2. 3. Basic Guidelines for Satanic Covens. The purpose of the coven is strength in numbers. The combined soul/mind power of the members can accomplish much more than one person working alone. A coven provides companionship, mutual enjoyment of the practices, camaraderie, and is like a close-knit family. A working performed by the group will usually succeed remarkably, whereas one working alone may only realize moderate success. All joy of Satan covens are for the purpose of spiritual warfare. Each coven works directly with a patron demon/s who guides and instructs the coven as to the wishes of Satan. The coven is to operate in absolute secrecy. The word coven is derived from the Latin conventus, meaning gathering or assembly or to convene. It has the same root as convention and covenant. The coven itself becomes a powerful unit. The more powerful the minds and souls of the individual members, the more powerful the coven will be as a whole. In time, with continued workings, the coven develops a powerful aura of energy, of which individual members can draw upon to supplement their own power. The coven becomes an energy bank. This is only possible with regular meetings and rituals where all of the members work together as a group effort. Consistency is always the key in building and establishing spiritual energy. The structure and requirements of a coven. A coven consists of 13 members or less. The 13 include the high priest/s, who is the leader of the coven. When the number exceeds 13, a new coven is formed, which splits away from the original one. This is based upon 13 full moons to a lunar year, and the 13 chakras of the soul. Every coven must have a patron demon/s. This is nearly always the high priest/s guardian demon/s. This demon/s should be asked if he/she agrees to be the patron. The coven should have a regular meeting place. This can be out of doors or in the home of a member, preferably with a special room functioning as a temple that has been designed, consecrated and dedicated to Satan/Lucifer. Traditionally, there should be a space of 3 miles or more between individual covens' meeting points. The old custom of territorial rights applies here. The coven should have a hierarchy. 4. Each new member must go through an initiation ritual, swear allegiance unto Satan/Lucifer, and take the binding oath of absolute secrecy. Each new member must have already performed his/her dedication ritual to Satan/Lucifer before entering into the initiation rite. The dedication rite can be done under the supervision of the coven if the new person is comfortable with this. All of the members should feel a strong kinship and harmony with each other, as the coven must work as a unit. Compatibility among all individual members is essential for the entire coven. Once the oath is taken, it is permanent. Each coven should have a magical name. This can include the name of the patron demon/s and should be satanic in nature. Each coven should have their own special insignia to be sewn upon the robe of every member. This can be the sigil of the patron demon/s. The esbat. Ideally, the coven should meet during the cycle of the full moon esbat. The reason for this is that during the full moon, astral energies are more favorable for success in workings. The moon rules the female side of the soul, which provides the energy necessary to any working. The full moon amplifies this. Regular monthly meetings should take place with a special rite set unto Lucifer. Afterwards, anything of importance is discussed and the group works on their powers together as a unit. This can be done through telekinesis, where all of the members work together to move or levitate a single object as a group effort. However, the working together is to be accomplished and what certain exercises will be used is up to the coven as a whole. It is important to agree, but time should not be wasted in trying to make a decision. If any member is in need, the entire coven comes together for a working to help. In time, the coven should be closer knit than one's own family. This comes from bonding with other members at the soul, which happens naturally when using individual powers together. The Sabbat. On satanic holidays/holy days, the coven comes together to celebrate. Greater Sabbats are for celebrating, but are also very important for workings and dedications. Each Sabbat date aligns with important astral energies in the earth. This is why the ancients built Stonehenge and other monuments that focused upon the seasons, with their alignment to the sun. This is all based upon science. Certain energies within the earth and the earth's relationship to the other planets in the sky during these dates are very favorable for astral workings, which they greatly assist and augment. Celebrations always take place after an important 5. Working on a Sabbat. Misinformation has given the impression that these dates are only for revelry and feasting. This is not so. All of the Sabbats are very important dates for special success in spiritual workings that would not occur at other times during the year. These dates have a very important significance. Though this is only speculation, the word Sabbat has a strong resemblance to the Sanskrit word sabda, which means sound. Vibration in harmony from a coven is much more pronounced and powerful than from an individual alone. I have found many names of demons have their origins in Sanskrit, as well as Satan, which means truth. For more information concerning this, please see The Roots and Origins of True Satanism Spiritual Satanism book. The most important purpose of the coven is that each is a dedicated medium of Satan/Lucifer, in doing his work. This is nearly always in the area of spiritual warfare. The patron demon/s is the one to give the orders here. There is to be utmost secrecy. This is a gift to Satan/Lucifer and the powers of hell from the coven. These workings traditionally take place during the Esbats. Afterwards, during both Greater Sabbats and Esbats, feasting and celebration take place. Coven members are encouraged to bring food and beverages. The meetings should always be a positive experience for all coven members. The second male/female in hierarchy under the high priest/s is known as the officer or executor of the coven and is responsible for the membership, passing out of information to members about the time and place of the next meeting, what to wear, what food, music, and so forth to bring to the gatherings. If the high priest/s is absent, the officer fills in for him/her. What is needed for a coven celebration? The main focus of the coven is to work as a unit to accomplish magical feats that are not normally possible through the efforts of just one person alone. Though the following items are an ideal, they are not absolutely necessary. The most important thing is the regular meeting of all the members together and their working as a unit, consistently. Just as an individual becomes stronger through consistency in his/her yoga and meditation practices in building energy and strengthening his/her soul, along with directing and focusing his/her mind, so does the coven as a unit. The coven is spiritual. The material items are ideal for celebrations and such, but if these prove too difficult to obtain for some, this will not prevent you from functioning as a coven. One or more small drums like bongo drums that can be used to get the group into a rhythm. Rhythm and dance have been known traditionally to build the energy of the soul. Optional musical instruments for a satanic coven are tambourines, recorders, panpipes, flutes, rattles. This is for the rhythmic dancing in a circle, which will be done to raise powers of the group as a unit. Dancing is often done in a line in a snake-like fashion, with the high priest/s at the front. 6. Leading the others, making S's and other turning dance moves. For dancing that takes place after the rite, the above instruments can be played, or music of choice can be played over loudspeakers, metal or any other lively beat is fine. A suitable altar and altar tools are needed. These can belong to the high priest, or can be separate for the coven. A group chalice will be needed and either wine or some other beverage will be used. The entire group will sip from the chalice during the rite. This is for formal rituals that make use of all of the props. As many already know, props are not needed for workings of the mind and soul. Props are only used to create a certain mood that is helpful to the working. For teens and others who are not free, props are not necessary. Only that everyone in the coven is dedicated to Satan and that the coven meets regularly. Coming together and focusing your minds upon a specific working are the bare essentials for any coven. 7. Initiation ceremony for Satanic Covens. The initiation ritual must be performed with every new member. New members are to be selected with care, as they must be of the intentions and mindset of the coven and put everyone's best interests first and foremost. The initiation is a bonding to the coven, like that of a family. As with the dedication to Satan ritual, is permanent. The candidate's interests and goals should be in harmony with the coven and above all, he/she should be totally and completely dedicated to Satan/Lucifer, and in furthering his agenda. Any and all candidates for the coven must have already performed the dedication rite before they can be initiated into the coven. The patron demon/S of the coven will give the go-ahead for new members. No one should be admitted without the patron demon/S's consent. The initiation ritual is a ceremony. A special ritual should accompany the rite. Most initiations are performed during a Sabbat, or an Esbat. Each coven has its own variations for initiation, but here are the standard guidelines. The initiation is a serious rite and foolishness like college hazing is out. The initiation should take place at the height of the ritual. Afterwards, there should be feasting and celebrating. If the candidate knows his/her guardian demon, he/she should be summoned and invited to join in the rite. The candidate reads aloud the following, written on paper or parchment, when taking the oath. After reciting the oath, he/she must sign his/her name in blood, in front of the group. The paper is then burned in a burning bowl as an offering to Satan/Lucifer. State full name, before Almighty Satan/Lucifer. Before name of patron demon of the coven, before name of guardian demon, if applicable. In the presence of all here assembled, of my own free will, I solemnly swear that I shall ever keep secret those things entrusted to my ears alone by this coven. I promise to work to advance Satanism in every way that is available to me. I understand I am a warrior for Satan and an earthly member of Hell's army, this coven being my unit. I promise to apply my powers and energies with those of the group to destroy selected enemies of Satan. I promise to apply my powers as a group effort for any member of this coven who is in need, knowing the same will be done for me, if required. All of this, I swear upon my life, now and hereafter, and may those powers I possess, now or hereafter, turn against me should I break this most solemn oath. 8. Lord Satan, and all of the demons and powers of hell, may you deem me worthy. Ave Satanas. Underscore 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 underscore. Sign your name in blood. The paper/parchment is then burned in the bowl and the rite is concluded. Afterwards, there is feasting and celebrating. 9. Satanic Sabbats and Esbats. Sabbats differ from Esbats meetings during the full moon cycle in that they are also celebrations. Sabbats comes from the French word esabattre meaning to revel or frolic. For the greater Sabbats of the year, see Satanic holidays. A Satanic coven needs the following to operate. A secure and safe area that will serve as a temple where the coven can get reasonably noisy, yet not be disturbed in any way. The area should be blessed and consecrated by the high priest/s. Sigils should be placed or painted on the walls, along with images of Satan. If this is not possible, any place that is safe, secure, and private is acceptable. The place should Be consecrated and dedicated to Satan before meetings take place. Ritual tools for the coven. The high priest/s can bring his/her own athame, or there can be ritual tools that belong to the coven as a group. An altar, group chalice, a bell, candles and an incense burner, preferably on a chain used for burning loose incense over coals. This is used to consecrate the circle and the temple. A book for prayers and words of power for the group is also needed. These can be written by the most artistic person in the coven. All of these should be kept secure where they will not be handled in any way by outsiders. The special group insignia should be painted, drawn, or engraved on each of the ritual tools. Please see note at bottom of page. Musical instruments are optional, but encouraged. Traditional instruments for a satanic coven are small drums, tambourines, recorders, panpipes, flutes, rattles. This is for the rhythmic dancing in a circle, or line as a snake formation, which will be done to raise powers of the group as a unit. These are just traditional guidelines. Music can also be played over stereo speakers, such as metal, to get everyone going. Whatever works and whatever everyone in the coven is comfortable with is fine. Regular coven meetings are SBATs. Rituals, magic, and learning/study as a group are performed during these meetings. SBATs are the days during a full moon cycle. The reason for meeting and performing workings during the full moon is that the powers of the female side of the soul are much stronger during this time. The female side of the soul is the side that gives the raw power. The male side of the soul is the logical side and directs the energies of the female side to manifest in reality. The full moon gives power to any magical workings performed during that time. Every coven should meet at least once a month. 10. During the cycle of the full moon. Given there are 13 lunations a year, there should be at least 13 meetings a year. At SBATs, any work that needs to be done, how it will be done, and any planning for the following SBAT is discussed. The coven will discuss what work magic is to be done and exactly how it is to be done. The entire group should then meditate on the whole picture of what is to be done. Each and every member should have a clear picture in his/her mind of the planned working and end result. In a satanic coven, all members should actively participate. One person lights the candles, others play musical instruments, and another member writes the prayers to be said or helps to outline the ritual and so forth. It is imperative for the group to have complete privacy and to never be disturbed or interrupted, especially when working magic. Security is of paramount importance. When the coven meets for a magical working, the following ritual takes place. These are just guidelines and can be modified for the individual preferences of each group. The SBAT is normally opened with the high priest/s drawing a pentagram in the air and performing the standard ritual. After invoking the 4 crowned princes of hell, the high priest/s should read aloud a prayer, asking for Satan's guidance for the workings of the coven. 5 minutes of meditative silence should follow so that each person, in his/her own way can give thanks to the powers of hell or make requests. It is standard tradition that the group then begins chanting in unison. Satan, Satan variations are Satan, Hearus. If there are musical instruments such as a recorder, small flute, or small drum, these can be played during the chanting. Feel and enjoy the power of the chanting for several minutes. After the chanting, the high priest/s stands with his/her legs apart and arms raised up and out, stretching towards the sky. The rest of the group then kneels and raises their arms high. At this time, the high priest/s opens him/herself up to any demonic energies present. Every now and then, a demon/s may speak to the coven through the high priest/s. When any magical workings need to be done, a circle is cast. One of the coven members should light 4 black or blue, if black is unavailable, candles at each of the cardinal points of the circle to represent the 4 crowned princes of hell. This type of a circle is to concentrate the power of the coven. This is done by directing one's energy down through one's athame and visualizing a blue light outlining the circle. The circle should be large enough to contain everyone comfortably. The member casting the circle should breathe in energy and exhale that energy, directing as much energy down through the athame and into the circle as possible. A censer containing appropriate incense should then be used. 11. To consecrate the circle. After this is done, the high priest/s once more goes around the circle with his/her athame to reinforce it. Additional candles can be lit in the background to coordinate the working, for example red for workings of destruction or lust. Remember to keep the candles in safe areas so as not to burn the place down. At no time during the working of the magic should anyone ever leave the circle. The circle must not be broken. It is imperative the group has complete privacy and is never disturbed or interrupted, especially when working magic. Remember, security is of paramount importance. The combined will of all of the individual coven members must be directed towards the same goal. The power generates and collects over the circle in the shape of a cone. Once enough power has been generated, then the cone of power is then directed. Dancing and chanting is the most common method of building power within a group and dates back to ancient times. The entire group dances around in a circle to a regular beat or rhythm of a chant. The dance and the beat quicken and the power builds. Dancing should always be Widdershins counterclockwise. Just let go and enjoy. Circle dances start off slowly and gradually build up faster and faster to a climax. Coven members can dance either holding hands or individually. When holding hands, this further concentrates the power by connecting the energies so the power can build evenly. Another variation of holding hands can be locking elbows. Dancing can either be done robed or in the nude. Important points are simplicity and rhythm. Everyone dances facing inwards. Widdershins with a left-right-left step. When each foot hits the ground, bend the knee a little, as this gives more of a rhythmic hop to the movement. The floor should be stomped hard with the beat, as this will help to keep the rhythm and build the power. The coven will decide which chants words of power to use, instruments if any, and the specific details of the ritual and the wording during the SBAT meeting. Everyone should be exactly clear on what he/she is to do and what will be taking place. Feeling is the most important component of magic. To produce power, everyone must feel strongly about what they have set to accomplish. Each and every member of the coven must have a clear picture in his/her mind of what is to be done. The end result is the most important for everyone to focus on. The image of the end result must be clear in everyone's mind and the energy must be concentrated to that end. Everyone must visualize and direct his/her will towards the end result. 12. The goal is to build up the power of the coven to as high a point as possible and then release it to work the magic. Dancing faster and faster and chanting vibrating words of power in unison, louder and louder, then stop dancing and drop to the floor. This can be done on the knees or however each individual feels comfortable. Everyone should have the picture vividly in their mind and be focused, then release it. The High Priest/S will lead the coven. Each member may want to shout as this helps release the power. The rite is then closed with the High Priest/S ringing of the bell. This symbolic significance of the bell is reverberation. The words of power resonate upon the soul. Afterwards, it is customary to have feasting. Each coven member can bring food and/or drinks. There can also be dancing, fun, and games as with a Sabbat. These should be included in the planning. For times when there is no work to be done, it is customary for a standard ritual, an invocation of Satan to be done, asking for guidance. During these times, the group should work together as a unit on their powers. This is best done with group energy work. The High Priest/S chooses a topic and reads to the group, and then a discussion follows. Topics can be taken from this website or other sources, and should focus on Satanism, magical practice, and personal empowerment. Note: the underlying purpose of a coven is the meeting of minds and spiritual energy. Ritual tools are nothing more than props. If your group is unable to obtain ritual items, this does not stop you from forming a coven and using the powers of your combined minds/souls to achieve your ends. Formal ceremony, though helpful and ideal for a coven, is unnecessary if this proves too difficult. Teenagers along with others who live in areas of the world where it is not safe to have satanic items can operate without these. All of Satanism is using the powers of your mind and soul. Material items are only props. 13. The Satanic Cone of Power. Cones and pyramids have long been associated with magical power, as these are in the shape of the chakras of the human soul. Paintings of wizards and witches have nearly always portrayed them with the pointed hats. For more information concerning the origins of the cone-shaped hats, see the link at the bottom of this page. The cone of power for a coven represents the shape of the Psychic energy raised and directed when members form a circle to work there. Magic. All coven members focus intensely upon a desired goal that is visualized in a symbol or image, of which everyone is in agreement. Power is raised through dancing, drumming, chanting vibrating words of power in unison, hand clapping, and music. As the members dance around the circle, the tempo increases and the cone of power begins to rise over the circle, which forms the base of the cone. Those who have their third eye open and fully empowered will be able to see the energy, which is usually a shimmering silver or blue light. When the high priest/s senses the energy is at its peak, he/she instructs the members to release it in a burst towards the goal. Timing here is critical. Dancing in a circle can also be done out of doors around a bonfire. This was common during the yearly celebrations of April 30th, the eve of Beltane. In ancient times, the group would dance until exhausted, linking hands and rushing towards the fire until everyone was exhausted or someone fainted, which indicated the energy was sent off successfully. The cone of power is an ancient, universal practice. In parts of ancient Syria, the cone was the symbol of Astarte, the Phoenician goddess of motherhood, fertility, and war, also known as the Demoness. Astaroth. 14. 15. Coven Group Meditation. Group meditations are for people working together as in a coven. The purpose of the exercises is to establish a strong, powerful energy bond between members, and for the coven as a whole. Knowing how to work with energy is essential for every individual member, as the group is only as strong as its weakest link. The high priest/s should guide the group through a meditation. These exercises should work to raise the energy of each individual member, empowering the coven as a whole. Everyone should be in a trance state and relaxed while performing the meditations. Members can sit in chairs, or sit or lie on the floor. It is very important to be comfortable. Remember, a pre-planned course here is essential so as not to break the energy flow. Meditations can be chosen from the Joy of Satan meditation section and adapted for the group. These should be planned in advance and agreed upon by everyone in the coven. 16. 17. Points for Satanic Covens. New members must be chosen carefully, as it is not easy to establish the trust and unity required for a coven. Remember, allowing a person into your coven is much easier than getting them to leave if serious problems develop that cannot be reconciled. Be selective and above all, listen to the advice of the demons. Everyone in the coven should be getting the same message. Covens cannot replace members easily like churches. Psychic vampires should be avoided at all costs. These people will not contribute. Instead, they will drain energy from the coven, weakening the entire group. Be especially aware of people who are known by their incessant problems, of which they put forth little or no personal effort to correct. The problems never go away, the individual incessantly whines and tries to influence others into helping. This is different from someone Having a spell of bad luck that often occurs under nasty planetary progressions or transits. Psychic vampires are attracted to strong sources of energy just as Dracula is attracted to the blood bank. They are found everywhere, in all walks of life, and should be avoided. These are the professional victims and whiners. They suck up the energy of others like a black hole. If you notice anyone already in your coven with the above, you must stop offering magical help immediately, or he/she will drain you and your coven dry, weakening all of your powers and efforts. Stay clear of weak people. Satanism is for the strong. Strong points in having a coven are the filling in of gaps. Each member has strengths, and most have areas of expertise that can help the group as a whole. For example, one member may have a strong background in astrology, while another may be a skilled tarot card reader. One may have a more developed ability to visualize, and so forth. All of these blend to strengthen the coven as a whole. Not everyone will be at the same level or ability. Those who are skilled in one area can work with and help to teach the others, and vice versa. When working in a group, energy takes on a different sensation and format in contrast to working alone. It is very important for the high priest/s to be able to handle the energies, infuse them with his/her will, and send it towards the chosen goal. Every other coven member should be skilled at this as well. These abilities come with persistent and consistent devotion to a satanic power meditation program. Spells fail because of the following reasons. Not enough energy and/or effort were put into the goal, including not making the goal clearly understood by all. 18. There was a stronger opposing force to the goal. This could be another group or person, the will of the gods, or the timing of the stars. Members were not working together in unison, and/or the group as a whole is inexperienced. Each member should be serious in working a consistent power meditation program to raise his/her energies. If there is not enough spiritual energy, the entire group will be weak and ineffective. There will be times when compromises will have to be made according to individual goals. Remember, everyone should have his/her own turn when any personal help is seriously needed. The coven is a place for the sharing of talents and for combining abilities. As a whole, one alone, together strong. There should always be a strong emphasis on cooperation and harmony. A coven is only as powerful as its weakest link. An inexperienced newbie to magic can unintentionally siphon off the power the group is trying to build simply because he/she has not developed the skill to sense and direct the energy raised by the group. New recruits should at least have the following knowledge and understanding of magical practice: knowing how to direct and channel desire, knowing how to direct and channel emotions, have the necessary strength of will and self-confidence in workings, have experience and competence at power meditation, and most important, a powerful soul. All members should take the personal and individual goal of Godhead seriously, never becoming complacent in abilities, but striving for more and more personal power and spiritual advancement. Dancing can take form in a spiral, as this symbolizes the serpent/DNA and pattern of life. When enough energy is raised, the dancing should then form a circle to begin the working. The high priest/S should be skilled in knowing when the energy of the group has reached a peak and in giving the signal for everyone in the coven to release it at the same time. Everyone in the coven should release the energy with their own personal method of visualization or physical gesture. The releasing of energy should be performed with clear visualization and focus of will. 19. Individuals who are psychically more open will often see energy projecting from their arms or chakras, or rising above the group and taking off like an inverted vortex. As long as it is directed properly, each individual has their own means of letting go of the energy. Some people might fall to the floor or ground, while others' arms will extend upwards, and some people shout. There is no right or wrong way. Afterwards, people should feel energized and in tune. If someone feels depleted, this means he/she has been using too much of their own personal energies, not drawing in enough from other sources. Energy can be drawn in from the earth or from trees. Everyone in the coven should show concern and caring for the other members. Everyone needs to be in agreement and harmony. Disharmony will affect the magical workings negatively, placing energy drains on the desired goals. Everyone in the coven should be able to speak openly concerning anything having to do with the group. Things kept silent for the sake of keeping the peace or placating other members can often manifest themselves in negative ways that will build up over time, destroying both the unity of the coven and the workings. Every member of the coven should always be present in any working. Remember, the coven operates as a unit and no one should ever be left out for any reason. All or nothing applies here. More experienced members should be competent in sensing energy, and this applies to the energy of the group. A high priest/S should be able to sense beforehand whether or not a working will be successful before it is even to be performed. Remember, for magical workings, the entire group should visualize the end result as if it were already a fact. Never will be or shall be. It already is. It is important to fully know the words of power and how they are to be vibrated and pronounced for the working. These should be fully ready and known to everyone in the coven. Mistakes can prove costly. Proper vibration and pronunciation is very important in any serious working. The entire coven should vibrate the words, memorized in unison. These can be phrases/mantras, but should be only a few words. Another option is for 20. The high priest/S to vibrate the words of power and the members repeat the exact vibrations after he/she utters them. Storms are a boost to any spell as the electricity in the air gives the working an added increase in energy. Working out of doors provides the same, as there is direct contact with the earth. Wooded areas are best. But it is of extreme importance the coven is not in any way intruded upon or disturbed. At the end of the working, if anyone is still holding on to unwanted excess energy, this should be offered to the powers of hell. Call upon the patron Demon/S to take the energy. The entire group can perform a special bonding ritual in the name of Satan, to help with unity and the merging of energies. With this, the entire coven should be dedicated to Satan as a unit. Never forget, working for Satan is your primary focus. 21.